Man, I screwed up. So on this camera that I use, this Sony, it's like a Sony ZV-1 or something. Anyways, there's a setting on there that is like heat setting. So if it gets too hot, it stops recording, but it doesn't turn off. So you can't see the little red thing that says recording. What a nightmare. Recorded the whole thing. Whole thing was done. It was great. Now I have to do it again. Question time. So I kind of just wanted to, I put this out there. I just kind of want to make a video that people ask me questions. Could be anything. Could be photography related, could be life related, could be random questions, could be weird questions, whatever. And I want to see what I could do with it. Some people did not disappoint. They're good questions. There's 13 of them. Let's get started. Question number 1. When you were starting your business, how long did it take you to get into a groove where you were feeling confident with the balance between work and family? Was there anything specifically you did or anyone else did that made that balance easier to find? I'm still searching. I've gotten better, I think. So how long did it take? It took until I decided to stop doing traveling weddings. Because this will be my last year for those, right? And those are just exhausting. You know, sometimes you're gone 3 or 4 days and it's just go, go, go. Like there's not really a lot of downtime. So that's tough. And then being gone and then come back, work my week job, and then do all the stuff for creative. And then part of creative, we decided to make a t-shirt company. And then that just got to be too much and there wasn't enough time and it wasn't bringing in enough money. We paid off all the equipment, we paid off everything. So we just shut that thing down. Maybe we'll rehash it later, I don't know. So yeah, stopping the traveling weddings, I think, was the starting point to the step in the right direction. Because before it was just always hustle, hustle, hustle. And it was good money. You know, I'll still do them locally in South Dakota, or I'll probably even drive like to Denver. But unless it's like someone that I know or someone who just like absolutely wants me, then I probably won't do the traveling portions anymore. But then for someone, you know, my wife, obviously, you know, all that was hard on her too. Me trying to build up these small businesses and companies and just work, and I stay up late at night and I still work and, you know, editing photos or doing stuff for creative. You know, I'll go to bed at 11 or 12, get up at 6:30, 7, somewhere in there. And just doing that all the time. But yeah, her helping when I was gone or am gone, that's, you know, have to have teamwork. And like I said, you know, it's hard on her too, you know, me not being able to be there to help. And kids aren't easy, you know. She runs a daycare. She knows kids are not easy. But I think those two things really. And then even like local stuff. So like for families, I used to do like hour shoots and then I just cut it down to half an hour, right? That's a half hour you save. And I found that, you know, for that hour, by the end, everybody's just like, dude, we're fucking done with pictures. Like, go away. Here's your money. Send us the gallery. So I cut it to half an hour because I noticed that I was getting like the same interactions, the same emotions, the same everything that I was getting during the hour shoots. So you save a half hour each time, that adds up pretty quick. I can get back home or I can go do something else, you know, go do something with family or whatever. So those 3 things were probably what was able to shift the balance more towards family than it was towards work. And, you know, there's sometimes that I'm still really gung-ho on work, but I've tried to lessen that. It's still a work in progress. So, whatever, I'm trying. Question 2. I've heard that the Black Hills are the oldest mountain range on Earth. Is that true? I have lived here for 31 years and I have no idea what the answer to that question is. So we're gonna hop on old Google and find out. Google is great. I bet there's so many people that wish they had Google a long time ago. You can find anything. It's super convenient. Sorry, Wi-Fi's not on. I have to use the hotspot because we don't have Wi-Fi at the studio, because we barely make enough to pay for the studio. I wouldn't ever change that, but I think there's a studio question in there too, if I remember right. Okay, connected. That hotspot is so amazing. Like if you're in an airport and they have shitty Wi-Fi there, which a fair amount of them do, just get on your hotspot. Rock and roll. Okay. Is the Black Hills in South Dakota the oldest mountain range? And your answer is... hominidpost.com, maybe? July 1st, 2019 is when this article was released, and it says Black Hills mountain range in South Dakota developed in the period between dinosaurs' extinction and the onset of the last ice age. A couple months ago, I thought we were having an ice age. Mother, was that cold. Those wrecks down in Texas? Hope they figured that out. Like, I know they don't get snow often, but when you got one snowplow, which I'm sure they only have one, they never get snow. He's trying to do a whole city. People are flying into each other on that interstate, crashing. That was super eerie. Looked like some end of the world shit. Like people just like dead, and then good lord. Oh, it is the oldest mountain range in the United States. So, the rumors must be true. Or whatever you were told must be true. Let's look at this, TravelSouthDakota.com, 14 facts about South Dakota's Black Hills and Badlands that will surprise you. The Badlands were actually Mars. The Black Hills aren't black. We know that. But they do look black from the sky. I'm here to tell you. Okay, that's a cave. Badlands, Black Hills, Mount Rushmore, blah, blah, blah. Oh, that's Harney Peak, or Black Elk Peak, or whatever it's called now. Mammoth fossils are still being excavated here. Hot Springs, South Dakota area. Yeah, that's telling you how old they are. They're for sure the oldest. Got T-Rexes and woolly mammoths just roaming around here back in the day. Camping up on the faces, looking over their kingdom. Oh god, sorry. Excuse me. The Black Hills Gold Rush puts California Gold Rush to shame. Homestake Mine netted some 41 million ounces of gold in its 126 years of operation. I'll be damned. The mine was closed, the site, and it's 370 miles of tunnels. I wonder how much is 41 million ounces of gold. Gold to dollars. Gold. 1 ounce of gold. Okay, and it's at how much? 41 million. One, two, three, one, two. Okay, I think that's 41 million. This is 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. So that's billions, right? Or no, that's millions. $70 billion. Is that right? 70 billion? For 1 ounce of gold. Maybe let's just say that's right. It's over $1 billion, for sure. Oh, that is crazy. An ounce of gold is like $1,700 or something is what they said. An ounce. You know how little an ounce is? Mind-boggling. Oh, question number 3. What memory do you have that always makes you say, what the f doing? Let's do it again. Well, that's a good one. There was one time that my best friend that lives down in Arkansas, he had like some issue going on with his lungs, whatever. He was up here for seeing family or doctors or something. I don't remember. Anyways, so he had to drive back down because, he had to come up here to get a car, I think, and then take it back down because he had moved down there, but the car was still up here, I think. I don't remember. Anyways, so I'm like, dude, I'll go with you. Trip. So we go, and first stop is in Nebraska, which we stay for the night, I think, and it was like a whole day and a half trip. And finally we get down there, but like driving back, or not, well, we did drive back a little bit, but coming back was the fun part, because I don't know that's not the first time I flew on a plane, I don't think. No, probably not. Maybe it was like the second or third time. It doesn't matter. Anyways, so we get down to Arkansas, and then we have to get up early the next morning to drive to Memphis to fly out, because where he lives, there's nothing. Nothing. It's a whole different world down there. Get to Memphis, fly to Dallas, lay over there, and then fly to Denver. And then we take a rental car and drive back to South Dakota. And it was cheaper to do all of that than fly from Memphis to where I live, because the flights are absolutely outrageous. Last year wasn't too bad during the pandemic. Flights were cheap. Flights were so cheap. From Rapid, you could go down to, I don't know, Cabo and have lunch and fly back for like $45 in one day. I don't think you could do it in a day, but you might be able to do it in a day, I bet. If you lined up the flights right. Maybe if there was like a direct flight, which I'm sure there's not a direct flight from here to Cabo, but I know there isn't. There's some layover in Dallas or San Antonio or Austin or somewhere in the motherland, Texas. Next question. Do you think aliens exist? Yes. Yes, I do. I don't know. Aliens, yeah. I think so. Or something else. Like something else out there exists. It has to, right? It would be so weird that we're the only species in this whole universe. That doesn't make sense. Or maybe there's been like past ones, like on Mars. Like maybe it was like Earth at one point. And then they it up. And they were no more. Or they're underground. And with the little rover up there, we're gonna find out. I think that by like 2030, like there'll be people on Mars. Like a little colony. Not something big, like 10, 15 people or something. But by 2030, Elon is gonna take us to Mars. Because Elon might be an alien. But I think so. And like didn't the CIA or something release those videos last year? Classified videos of the aliens? Wasn't that like wasn't that weird too? Like you have this COVID bill, and then part of it is you have to release the info that you know, blah, 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 about aliens. Strange world we live in. Like, here's X amount of money, and then, also, here's some videos of aliens for you. Check it out. Or what we think are aliens. Question number 5. People are sometimes buried with items to use in the afterlife. What items would you be buried with? Oh, what item? One item. What item would I be buried with to use in the next life? That is incredibly easy. A joint. I'm just kidding. It would be a camera. Obviously. Don't get weirded out, people. Question number 6. What old person things do you do? It's so funny that somebody asked this because it might have been like the end of last year, but it like dawned on me. Like when I was little, I would either ride around with like my dad or grandpa or something, and they would listen to the AM radio with like the news or like whoever was talking, Rush Limbaugh or whatever it was. And now I listen to, not the radio, but podcasts about news while I'm driving around with my kid. 31 years old, and I'm doing it now. I just like being informed from all different sides. Find your own opinion. Make your own choices. Whatever. Question number 7. It's still recording. You know what's gonna happen? I like changed the heat setting on this, so it's gonna keep recording, but in like 10 minutes, it's just gonna into flames. I bet that's what's gonna happen. We have the setting on there for a reason. I know. I thought it was more of a guideline. 7. What was the last photo you took? I'll put it up on the screen. But my wife had picked up Yahtzee, and I had never played Yahtzee, so we played it as a family the other night, and that, I believe, is the last photo that I took. Try to take some more today. I try to take photos every day. I'm trying to do like a 365 project, not for anyone in particular, just like myself. One photo every day and see what it's like. Write a little bit about it. So yeah, the Yahtzee. And having never played Yahtzee, I came in last by a fair amount. So there's that. My kids beat me, even though I think they had my wife's help. If they had to do it on their own, I'd have squashed them. They're little. They can't add. They don't know what's going on. Question number 8. What are things you would like to change at the studio? You know, I don't think there's anything that I really like to change. Like if we did change studios, which we had to last year, which kind of sucked because there was this awesome mural on it and we spent all this time painting it. And the paint job wasn't good, so that was a huge loss, but the mural was a big loss. So if there's anybody out there that would like to come paint a mural on the studio wall somewhere, I will find you some space. You paint whatever you want it to be. We don't have money to pay you, so we barely have enough money to pay for the studio to keep it free for people to use. But yeah, I don't really want to change anything. Like if I don't know, like maybe a little bigger, but I think like everybody that uses it now, it's big enough, but I need natural lights. Like if I changed it, it'd have to have natural lights. And the reason why we took this one when it changed was it had curtains. The other one didn't have curtains, and I could have put curtains out, but whatever, it doesn't matter. So it has to have natural lights because artificial light it will never compete with natural light. And I'm using artificial light here, obviously, but it will never compete with it. Ever. Next question. What movie quote do you use often? Or do you often use? The one that I love the most and will eventually get a tattoo of is Joe Dirt. And it is Life's a Garden, dig it. Life's a garden, dig it. And isn't that the truth? Like, there's so many great things happening all the time. A lot of people focus on the bad stuff, and that's preposterous and silly, and you shouldn't do that because you're just going to make yourself miserable. And I'll just stop there. Question number 10. How long have you been at Napa? I have been at Napa 12 years in a few days. And I can tell you with 100% certainty that that is sometimes 11 years too long. But I think that's like the same thing in every job, right? Good days and bad days, and the bad days just seem to be getting more and more as of recent. So I hope that changes in the future. Because if not, don't be on my bad side. Just kidding. I'm a joy to work with. What question are we on? Question number 11. If you were moving to another country and you could only pack one carry-on sized bag, what would you pack? Good question. Depends where I'm going too. And like, am I just packing? Well, it would have to be. Probably don't have anything lined up, so I'm gonna have to figure it out on my own when I get there. What would I pack? I would pack, I'd obviously pack my camera, right? Probably my X Pro 2, 35mm lens. Knock anything out with that. Piece of cake. I would probably pack a couple sets of clothes, right? So your shirt, pants, whatever, because then that would give me 3, because I'd have the ones on, and I'd wear a hoodie. So I would cheat, so I wouldn't have to put that in the bag. And my hat, can't ever forget the hat. That's also why, like, if any job that I ever have in the future, like, I have to have a hat. Like, that has to be allowed to wear a hat, because I'm losing my hair. And it's just not good up top. So camera, clothes, toothbrush, deodorant, obviously, cologne, glasses, right? Sunglasses for sure. And then contacts and solution. Like, I assume I'd be able to bring some money, so I'd be able to get more of that stuff. And my contacts, I think these are like 2-week or month ones, and I will make them last for 3 to 4 months. Easy. Shit's expensive, and I want to get my money's worth. And trust me, I am getting my money's worth. But then I heard stories that, like, people left their contacts in for too long, so they, like, glued to their eye or whatever. So every once in a while, I'm like, still moves, not glued yet. I'd probably bring like a compass. I think it'd be good, assuming that I didn't have my phone. And then probably a journal and a nice pencil. The pens I'm using now, this Sharpie, why isn't it focusing? Fuck, whatever. Anyways, Sharpie S-Gel. These are amazing. If you need a good pen, grab one of these. Fantastic. They write nice, smooth, butter, writing with butter. Okay, so I don't know. I don't really need a lot, I don't think. A water jug of some sort. So when I get parched, probably a book, and then a good book. I don't know what book. One of my favorite books probably I would use. Yeah, I guess I would just do that, right? You don't need a lot. Got some cash, you got your thinking cap on, figure it out, stupid. Okay. What tips or tricks have you picked up from your jobs? I assume past jobs or previous jobs, whatever. And I assume any job, not just photography related. The one thing I learned in Napa is customer service. Go above and beyond all the time. Even if like you lose out on a little bit, like of money or something on the deal, or whatever you're doing, like that act will increase them coming back. And they'll come to you and they'll spend more just off that one little act. So don't be a dick. Just try to be nice to people and do what you can and make people happy. And that's customer service. Go above and beyond in the customer service department. That's what I'm trying to say, okay? And that will take you, if you apply that to any job that you have, it will also pay off tenfold. People like people who are nice. People don't like dicks. Right? So if you can do that, you just keep on keeping on. I think that's another Joe Dirt quote. Joe Dirt is the man, right? The video is just a montage of like life lessons that everyone can apply to their life and in the end come out a better person. Last question. What about the opposite sex confuses you the most? Lord have mercy. I'm just kidding. I don't know that it confuses me, but just like the way men's brains and women's brains are different, right? That's like always just fascinated me. Like men are so like, we have like 5 to 8 compartments, right? the things that are important to us or that we think about. And women have, like, on average, like 1.5 billion easy, and then each compartment comes with a different emotion. And then when 2 different compartments collide, those 2 emotions collide, and oh man, that's why I have gray hair. I'm just kidding. I think that's the most different though, like how emotional women can be and how many different things they can think of at one time. It's just crazy. Like they'll be talking about one thing, just go into a completely different subject, and I'm like, well, we didn't even finish the first one. That's old news, bitch. Figure it out. We're on to bigger and better here with a completely different emotion attached to it, and you have to be ready. That's it for questions. I hope that my answers fulfilled all of your questions, and if they did not, I am sorry, but I would like to say that I thought this was kind of fun. And that fan running in that damn computer is probably on there the whole time. So I'm gonna figure it out in post, which I'm not good at, really. Like I have the basics, but other than that. So yeah, as all the YouTubers or people who make videos say, if you like this video, click the thumbs up or subscribe below. Leave me some comments. Tell me how good I did or how bad I did or whatever. I love reading people's opinions. They fascinate me. People fascinate me. So I'm gonna try to do this again in like the next week or 2. And if you have questions, put them in the comments below or send me a message, or just wait for the next post when I'm, saying we're gonna do another Keenan's Helpful Q&A. That's what we're gonna call it. Until then, bye.